So in order to hide the evidence that they stole all this gold, they imploded Tower 1 and Tower 2. And they threw in Tower 7 as an added bonus so that the CIA records and Treasury records that were there were destroyed. Now, there was a lot of things behind 9/11 that make it impossible. The first thing you have to realize is that if you believe the story that a bunch of guys with box cutters are going to attack the cockpit, maybe there's something you don't know about what's in that cockpit. Behind every airliner, behind the seat of the captain, is a fire axe. And believe me, if the captain comes out of that cockpit door with a fire axe, a guy with a box cutter doesn't have much of a chance. So the story about a bunch of guys taking over the airplane with a box cutter is just fantasy on the face of it. Second thing is, you cannot make a cell phone call from an airplane. If you're below 8,000 feet, doing under 200 knots, maybe. But if you're above 8,000 feet and you're doing 455 knots, you're not getting a cell reception at all. You can't do it to this day unless they have a cell repeater on the aircraft itself, which didn't exist back then. So there were 3 airplanes. The fourth one was actually a drone that was launched from an abandoned field in West Virginia, and that's what hit the Pentagon. The light standards on the street are 90 feet apart. A 757 has a 175-foot wingspan. If you look at that Pentagon photo of that white thing that hit it, it went between the light stands. So whatever it was less than 90 feet across. It wasn't 175 feet across of a Boeing 757. Now here's the big, dirty little piece of the secret. 5 of the supposed hijackers have been found alive in Saudi Arabia and Morocco. Now, if they were on those airplanes, how are they alive today? So these are tough questions you've got to ask yourself. I had access to the air traffic control tapes before they were destroyed. I had access to the radar data recording of where those airplanes turned around and how they evaded air traffic control. And I have worked with NORAD many times. And the story of them not being able to intercept these airliners for 2.5 hours is pure nonsense. I have intercepted Russian Bear bombers off the coast of California in less than 7 minutes. So I don't believe it takes them 2.5 hours to find an airliner. And that's the facts. You can Google that all you want. There's a physicist at the University of Utah that found that there was an explosive found in the dust called nanothermite. Nanothermite is an explosive that can be painted on the concrete, and then it vaporizes the concrete when it's detonated. There's only one place nanothermite was made at that time, and it was in Israel. Now, these are the facts. You can go out and Google them all you want.